Okay, here's a video of the quiz that we had the other day. Use the given information to write each probability statement. Please leave answers as fractions using the number from the problem directly. Don't reduce and don't turn it into a percent. The first problem only is for uses correct probability notation when writing probability statements highlighted on your rubric. So use correct notation on that question only. All questions except for number 1, just put the fraction. So I hope everybody read that part. Number 1, you got to use the correct probability notation. All the other ones, just putting a fraction, so no words, no notation at all on the other ones, okay? A survey was conducted of 9th and 10th graders. They were asked if they prefer winter or summer. Here we go. Number 1, what is the probability that a randomly selected student is a 10th grader? Okay, so to get my total people in the whole survey, I need to add all 4 purple numbers, okay? 53, 97, 104, and 46. So give me just a second because this is a video and I don't want to make any mistakes, so I'm going to check my work with a calculator here. And we're going to add all those up. And the total should be 300. Okay, what's the probability that someone's a 10th grader out of those 300? Well, that would be everyone in the 10th grade circle. So the 10th grade circle, look at the whole thing, it's 53 plus 97. So that's 150 out of 300. And with probability notation, I would just do P and then like 10th, or I could type 10th grader, is equal to 150 out of 300. And hopefully that came up okay. All right, so I got my probability notation. Remember, we're just doing that for number 1. The 150 is everybody in the 10th grade circle, and the 300 is the total people in the survey, which is all the numbers added together. Number 2, what is the probability a randomly selected student prefers winter? Okay, well, this is just the same concept as number 1, but we're not talking about the 10th grade circle anymore. We're talking about the winter circle. So how many people are in the winter circle? 97 plus 104 is the total for the winter circle. And what is that? That is going to be 201. That is going to be 201 out of what? Well, do you remember what the total was? It was 300. So 201 out of 300 without notation. The rest of them, we just need fractions, okay? All right, going on to 3. What's the probability a randomly selected student is in the 10th grade and prefers summer? Okay, so I look at my 10th grade circle, right? So when you see 10th grade, you know it's got to be in the 10th grade circle. So I look at the number 97, that's also in the winter circle, so it can't be that number. So it must be the 53 by default, because if they don't like winter in this problem, it has to be summer. So those 53, it's those 53 students who are not in the winter circle, remember, out of 300. 53 out of 300. Going on to number 4. What's the probability a randomly selected student is in the 9th grade and prefers summer? Okay, now we're talking about 9th grade and summer. So this number is not going to be, I can tell that it's the opposite of what the circles are. If my circles are 10th grade and winter, and we're talking about 9th grade and summer, I know it's the number in the corner. Okay, the 46 is the thing that is opposite of the circles. Okay, so that 46 is 9th grade and summer. So this one would be 46 out of 300. Again, just remembering that that number in the corner is the opposite of the 2 things in the circle. Because there's always 4 things going on in these problems, okay? There's 9th grade, 10th grade, winter and summer, all right? And all of them are represented somehow in the two circles. Number 5, what's the probability that a randomly selected student is in 10th grade or prefers winter? There are two correct answers, two things that I counted correct on this test for this problem, okay? When the answer is given in the book or in the answer key, it actually was a typo, and we talked about it as the typo in class. Now, if you're in 4th period, we cleared it up and you learned the correct way to do it, okay? But the way that we talked about it the first time was adding together the outer portions of the circle, okay, which is 53 and 104. So if you did that, it's not correct, but I counted it right. The correct way that you want to do these OR problems is you are going, and this is a little bit confusing. We'll talk about it a little bit more in class before you take this, okay? But basically, if you want to know 10th grade or winter, you add the 3 numbers that are in the circles, 53, 97, and 104, okay? But you don't add the 97 twice, even though it is in both circles. You only add it once. You don't like double count, okay? So if I want to know 10th grade or winter, I just go 53 plus 97 plus 104, and I get a total of, what would that be? That is going to be 10th grade or winter, 2. Sorry, I'm just looking at my answer key here. Something's not matching up. No, it is. It is. It would be 254 out of 300. And we'll talk more about the OR kind in class, okay, since there was a little bit confusion on that. Number 6, what's the probability a randomly selected student prefers winter given that they are in the 10th grade? Okay, so with the given problems, what comes after given is your denominator, okay? So given that they're in the 10th grade, how many 10th graders do I have? Because that's going to be in my denominator, okay? I have 150 10th graders, and that's 53 plus 97. It's the whole 10th grade circle is my denominator of 150. Now, the numerator is what comes before given. So again, the problem says randomly selected student prefers winter given that they're a 10th grader. In other words, how many 10th graders out of all the 10th graders prefer winter? And we can see that there's 97 10th graders in the winter circle. So the answer to this one is 97 out of, it's going to be 97 out of all of the 10th graders, which is 150. Okay, so again, your denominator is what comes after given, and what's before given is your numerator for those kinds of problems. Going on to number 7, same kind of thing. Okay, so maybe now if you understand what we did on 6, pause the video and see if you can get 7. What's the probability that a randomly selected student is in the 9th grade given that they prefer winter? So again, given that they prefer winter is our denominator. Okay, so all of winter is our denominator. So my denominator is all the people in the winter circle. That is 97 plus 104, which is a grand total of, what did we say, 201? 201 is our denominator. And then 9th grade prefers winter. How many 9th graders preferred winter? Well, the 97's in the 10th grade circle. So the 104, that's got to be 9th graders, because if it's not in the 10th grade circle, they're 9th graders. So it's going to be 104 out of 201 for this last problem there, okay? The re-quiz will be super, super similar. Come with questions before if you want to, and we can talk about those before we do a retest if you